So in this video, I just want to share some real practical ways that I've used to manifest money, and hopefully it can help for you. So the method I've actually found the most helpful was from the Abraham Hicks material. And this is an exercise where you very simply just imagine how you would feel if you had money. It's kind of like you let go of like your current circumstances and you just ask yourself like, okay, obviously I'm broke, I have credit card debt, or I'm just not making as much money as I want. But you kind of let that all go and you just sincerely ask yourself like, well, if this wasn't the case, if I actually had money, like how would that feel? So when you're able to actually change the way you feel and kind of conjure that feeling, then that's when you actually really start to change your relationship with money. So another way that I found really helpful is to imagine like how you would spend the money if you have it. A lot of times people just are constantly thinking about like how they don't have money and how they can't afford stuff. But if you can find a way to sort of switch that over into actually just thinking about like all the things that you would buy and kind of imagine yourself doing that, then that will drastically change your relationship to money as well. So another crucial element to manifesting money is a feeling of worthiness. And I'm sure this isn't the first time you've heard it, but the reason it's such a catch-all term is because it's actually true. Having money has absolutely nothing to do with how worthy you are of having it, and everything to do with how you feel inside. Like, do you feel like you're worthy enough to have it? People who have money on some level, they believe they deserve it, otherwise they wouldn't have it. So if you can sort of really just work on cultivating that feeling and knowing that you are worthy of money, then that will change your relationship to it. So meditation is another way that I have found very effective for manifesting money. The benefit of meditation for me is that it allows me to sort of like actively and consciously shut down like my external circumstances. So when you're first starting out like wanting to manifest money, obviously it's usually because you want more of it and you don't have as much as you'd like. So it can be really difficult without meditation. I've, at least in my personal experience, to be able to sort of conjure that vibration of wealth without being able to sort of just like ignore what is for a while. So for me, meditation is sometimes the only way that I'm able to do this. And I know if I didn't meditate, it would be much more difficult for me to raise my vibration. So these exercises are great, but a lot of times, like if you're not consciously aware of limiting beliefs that are blocking money, then that can be like a really big impediment. So I found like just like 5 like really rampant beliefs that if you're having a hard time manifesting money might be like at the heart of it. The first one is the belief that you have to sacrifice for money, because if you believe that, then it's really hard to cultivate a lot of it, because we can only sacrifice so much. Like there's only 24 hours in a day. Like it's really hard to manifest money if you believe that like you have to constantly be working and giving up your time for it. So that's the first belief that, ask yourself, do you really believe that you have to sacrifice for money? And if you do, then try to sort of, find a way around that. Like a lot of people actually don't sacrifice for money. There's people that really enjoy their jobs, and there's actually people that don't work at all. So even just like, even if it's not a lot of people, there's still some people that aren't doing that. So it's possible to not do it. The second belief is that there's a limited amount of money on the planet. And I know this sounds crazy, but that's actually not true. Like, we are constantly printing more money, and there's like money in the form of credit and cryptocurrency. Like there's just literally money being poured onto the planet every single day. So I know like economically that can be construed as like a really bad thing, but when you think about it in terms of like, feeling like there's not enough, there actually is more than enough. So, if that's a belief, like, just really acknowledge that like there is enough for everyone. And then there's the belief that people that have money are like stealing it or taking it from others and are actually making other people poorer. And if you believe this, you're definitely not going to manifest money, because you don't want to be someone, if you're a good person, you don't want to be someone who's like stealing from others. Like you want to help people, be happy, and you don't want to like steal their money. So, you know, if you believe that in order to have money, you have to take it, then you're probably not going to be able to manifest it, you know, if you're a good person and don't want to take it. Like, it's different if you're okay with that and you like stealing from people, but I like to think most people don't. Like, most people actually want to uplift others. So, you know, that belief I think is really worth looking at. And the third one is been around forever, this belief that like money is the root of all evil and that it causes so many problems and that like it makes people bad, and if there weren't money, like we all be great. That's not true, but like so many people believe it. And a lot of times it's just ingrained in us at a young age. Like, we don't want to be like those like evil rich people who just like take over the planet and take everyone's resources. So if you want to manifest money, like, it's really important to sort of like look at that belief and, you know, just acknowledge that maybe that's not true. Like, maybe money isn't the root of all evil, you know. And then the fourth belief is that people who have money are like somehow special, or they know something that other people don't. And it's actually like really not true. Like, there's people with money that don't even have business sense. Like, there's people that win the lottery or they inherit it. And there's a lot of people that don't even have a lot of talent that have a lot of money. Like, so it's not always the case. Like, you don't have to be like, have some like superpowers to have a lot of money. Like, a lot of like ordinary people have been able to manifest it. So I think if you can kind of just like let that go, that will help, you know, manifesting it quicker into your life. So I hope you found these methods practical. I know in my own life, I've been using them just for years and years, and I have been able to gradually change my relationship to money. And I just want to also let you know that it's not always easy, because a lot of times like what we've been thinking and feeling, you know, is just so familiar to us. So it's not usually gonna happen overnight, although it can. Like, there are instances where you could just like instantly like, you know, change your relationship to money and then poof, there it is. You know, it happens all the time. You know, people that win the lottery or whatever. But usually, at least in my experience with this, what happened is that it just happened in like real subtle ways. Like, I started getting like a little better tips in my job, or a little more hours, or like, you know, like just like stuff like that. Or I would like just think of an idea that somehow like got me like a little bit more money, or, you know, it was just like little changes. But over time, like, I noticed like that it really drastically changed. And I personally attribute it to doing this work, because I've been like into this stuff like vibration and manifestation for a long time. So I personally know that it came from my own internal efforts and not like any like grandiose action that I was taking in the world. So hopefully these tips can help you guys, and let me know where you are in your journey.